Good day. This is DK Bold and your Bold Business Report, another Wall Street Journal update for today. All right, folks, once again on the front page, the Greek bond crisis spreads. Further fears in Greece's liquidity shortage cause a sharp sell-off. There's worries over the bank's ability to meet immediate funding needs. That's a little scary, I can guarantee you. And this may be a sign that Greece is going to need to, in an American term, phone a friend and basically give a call to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, to help them out. And they're having trouble finding money and may, in the near term, have trouble being able to get through this without a help from the International Monetary Fund. Moving on. Well, do you have a couple million sitting around, 2, 3, 4 million sitting around in your pocket that you have nothing to do with? Well, sure enough, foreclosures are hitting the rich and famous, and you could get a great deal. Houses with loans that are greater than $5 million are seeing a sharp rise in foreclosures. Now, this includes people that you know. Nicolas, Richard Fuscone, he's a Wall Street executive, and even an Italian film producer are recent foreclosures. So it's hit everybody now, folks. Now, moving on, I have talked to a couple of my UK buddies this morning, and I have to say, I want to party with you. UK drinking problem gets political. Basically, they're partying like rock stars in Wales, and it's causing the government to get riled up. UK has a rise in alcohol consumption by 19%, while other countries are declining. During the weekend days, the streets look like quote-unquote Night of the Living Dead, according to the local authorities, or Mardi Gras in New Orleans. So anyway, if you need to party, UK is the place to be. Moving on to Marketplace. All right, it's David and Goliath, actually it's Goliath and Goliath. Apple fights Google on new turf. Clash of the Titans hits the real world as Apple adds its own advertising system to its iPhone OS. You thought of it, you heard it, you know it. They call it iAd. Very ingenious, I'm sure. Basically, this is a further move that these two are merging together in what they're doing, not merging as companies, but in what they're doing, because Google has moved into the mobile market. Now Apple's moving into the advertising market. And we'll see how it all ends up playing out. What's interesting is that mobile ad market is right now very, very small, but it is seen as a huge growth area, and the searches that are done online are much different than what might be done from the desktop. So for all of you out there, like myself, internet marketers that are helping people online, this is a place to watch out for. Moving on, hey, this weekend and moving forward is a great time to go shopping. Go to your local Wal-Mart because they are dropping prices. Wal-Mart believes that high-ticket items have dropped in price, and that's what's caused the slowdown. And it's not that they're losing the middle class, at least that's not what they feel. Now, what they are doing to combat this is they are cutting prices on about 10,000 items across the store, although most of it is in the food and other normal staples area. So if you got any grocery shopping, Walmart's the place to be. And moving on to our last section, money and investing. Big bank moves to mask risk levels. Now, you heard it. Banks are moving to mask their risk levels. Okay, it's magic. At the end of each quarter, the banks suddenly have lower debt, so investors see a better outlook for them. Sure enough, a few weeks into the new quarter, suddenly their debt's back to whatever levels it might normally have been. Now, the practice is legal, and yet it can provide such a skewed view of what's happening within that bank and give people a false impression. Now, 18 of the largest banks do this all the time. They include banks such as JP, Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Citigroup. And they all understate their levels, an average of 42%. So if you're putting money in those kind of stocks, you might want to watch out at the end of the quarter. Now, here's a real scumbag here, and I put this article in here specifically because this guy is a scumbag. So Petters gets 50-year term for running a Ponzi scheme. So a Minnesota businessman gets 50 years federal prison for running an elaborate $3.75 billion, that's B with a capital B, Ponzi scheme. Now, the sad thing is one of the people that lost in this whole thing is a religious charity, lost $28 million, almost their entire fund that they had created. Now, Petters, in all of this time, he acquired such other business. He acquired many businesses, as well as all of the trinkets and spoils of war, if you will. Multi-million-dollar homes, many Mercedes-Benz, including a Bentley, and several boats. So I hope he gets what he deserves, and what a sad thing for those that were taken by this. Now, that concludes our Bold Business Review and Wall Street Journal update for today. As always, put a comment down below. Take a look. I definitely want to hear from you. And as always, you have a great weekend and find your passions. Take care and have a great day.